All right, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. We're doing another video ASAP. We're trying to get them out there now. So as you can see, different background, different scenery. I wanted to switch it up. If you guys are new to the channel, welcome to the channel. This is a channel that is made for people that's trying to be better in their everyday life. People that's a work in progress. If you're perfect, this is not a channel for you. You know, because if you're thinking that you have nothing to work on, then this is not where you need to be. I need people here that's like me, that's always on the journey, on the path of trying to be better, continuously reminding yourself of the things that you need to do better and change and adjust. Today, this video is going to be basically about you realizing that you don't have it as bad as you think you do. Right? Because a lot of times we think that we have the worst life. We having the worst time. Nobody else is going through anything that we're going through. It's like, and a lot of times people would even blame God for the things that they're going through. You know, why am I going through this? Why me? And they say things like, God, why would you do this to me and stuff like that. And I just wanted to make this video to let people understand that you are not the only one going through tough times. You're not the only one going through things. Everybody is going through something, you know? It's just different levels of things that people are going through. And if you want to be technical, there is people that's going through this kind of stuff, and there's people that are going through this kind of stuff. And because of how they process and how they deal with things, the person that's going through stuff here would actually, because they don't know how to control their emotions and how to deal with problems, they would make it seem like their problem is here. It's all the way up here, like, oh my God, everything is going bad for me. So one of the things that I tend to do if I find myself thinking negatively or being in a bad state of mind, I just start going on the list of all the great things that I have, the things that I have going for me. And it might be something simple to you, but it's actually huge if you really think about it. If you're going through something bad and in a moment things are not going the way you expect it to, you got to understand that that's part of life. That's not subjective to only you because of your financial situation, your upbringing, or where you live, anything like that. That happens to everyone, anyone, anywhere. It doesn't matter if you're male, female, young, old. Doesn't matter if you're rich, poor, tall, short, fat, skinny. None of those things matters. Things happens to people every single day. So you might have lost your job and you think it's the worst thing on earth because you lost your job, not knowing that there's another person that is homeless. You're going to get unemployment. You might have family that can help you out. You might have saved some money to hold you down for the next couple of months. But you're not dying. You're not dead. You're still alive. You're not the first person to get fired, and you won't be the last person to get fired. There's plenty of people that get fired all the time, and sometimes they move on to get better jobs, better opportunities. They open their mindset up. They might go towards their passion, their fervor, you know, not something just to make money in the meantime, you know. So it's for you to understand that everybody has their ups and downs. There's rich people that have access to all the money in the world, and they go through more tough times than you do. I know you might not believe what I'm saying, right? Because you're watching social media, you're looking at people's life, and you're thinking that they're having the most amazing life they ever, like you wish you could be in their shoes, but not realizing that a lot of those people, they're going through a lot. They're going through fake friends. They're going through family member crisis. They're going through money problems. They're going through so much things, but you never know because they only show the good stuff online. It's just like a person in the club. I've been in the club many times and I've seen girls that's sitting down and the party's boring to them. They're not having no fun. They're just on social media scrolling. But the moment they turn their cameras on, They start smiling, they're moving, they're dancing, they're acting like everything is all great. And the moment they stop the camera, they go right back to doing the same thing they was doing before, which is not having fun, not enjoying the party, not interacting with anybody, antisocial, just being to themselves. And there's a lot of people that do that. They go online and they make it seem like everything's so glamorous, everything's so good, and they only show the good side of what they're going through, where they're at, stuff like that. And if you are a person that is knowledgeable on these things, you would say, nah, this person is just showing the good stuff. They're not showing the bad stuff, because most people do not show when they're struggling. Most people do not show their tough life. They don't show when they fail. They only show when they're actually doing good. So don't look at their life and be like, oh, I want. No, don't do that, because you don't know what they're really going through. It's like, I look at the stuff that I'm going through, and sometimes I'm like, I get anxiety, I get sad, and I'm like, oh my goodness, man, why is this happening to me? What did I do? And somebody said to me, when you say to yourself, why me, right? It's like basically you're saying, why not somebody else? Why me? Why do Jermaine have to go through this? Why not somebody else? So if you think that what you're going through is bad, why would you want to wish that on somebody else? Why would you want somebody else to go through what you're going through, what you think is already a bad thing as it is? You have to think to yourself, is that something that you truly want? Do you want your problems to move from you to somebody else because you have that mindset of out of sight, out of mind? Oh, it's not bothering me, so it doesn't matter. Try to count your blessings, because we have it so good and we don't realize it. We have a fridge that we could just go up in there and grab something to eat when you're hungry. You know, like you have money to be able to do things that you want to do. You have your health and strength. You're able to walk. You're able to talk. You're able to move, to do certain things. And it's like certain things that we take for granted every day that somebody else that's not able to do it would love to be in that shoes. There is somebody that's in a wheelchair that wish they could walk. There is somebody that's missing their arms that wish they could throw a basketball, or shoot a basketball, write something on a piece of paper, play an instrument. There's people that can't talk that wish they can have a dialogue with you by using their voice. You know, there's people that wish they could see the things that I'm seeing, which is I'm seeing nature, I'm seeing the grass, I'm seeing the ground, I'm looking at this building, this house, looking at people, how beautiful they are, their smiles, all that stuff. Those are things we take for granted every single day. You know, our tasting, being able to taste stuff, you know, like it's so much great things that we have going on for us, but we focus so much on the negative, the little bit of negative that we have. Poco in Espanol? It's a little bit of negative, right? And we focus so much on that little negative, or we zoom in on it. We put a microscope that makes everything bigger, right? You put a microscope over it, and you zoom in on this thing, and you make it so big in your life to the point where it stresses you out, and it literally is killing you. But you don't zoom in on all the positive that you have going on. You have so much positive things going on in your life, but you do not zoom in on that. You zoom in on just the negative. And why are you doing that? When you zoom in on the negative, what the negativity does to you is make things 100 times worse. So my mindset is, why would you want to zoom in? Or is it playing past? Let me pause real quick. So my mindset is, why would you want to zoom in on the negative when the negative makes everything's worse? So you have something bad going on. Now you zoom in on it. Not telling people to ignore the problems and what they have going on. That's not what I'm telling you to do. I'm just trying to say, don't let it be your end all be all. Don't let that negative thing let you go your whole day being depressed, being sad, because you come out of, that's not a solution. That's you stressing and killing yourself and creating another problem on top of the problem. So of course you're going to address the problem. You're going to deal with the problem. You're going to acknowledge the problem exists. You're not going to ignore the problem, but you're not going to make the problem the highlight of your day. Because you start to address the things that you do have, which is going on, which is great. Highlight those things, because those things are going to put you in a positive mindset. Those things are going to help you. And a lot of times being positive make you find an outlet, that you find a solution to your negative. But when you focus on the negative and you start to think about the other negatives that you probably had previously, or you currently have now, or you make something else that's not a negative into a negative, it's like you compile all these negativities and negative stuff together, and then you wonder why things are so hard for you. Everyone is going through their own problems. Do not wish to be somebody else because of your problems, because there's somebody else that's actually wishing they could be in your shoes to have your problems, because your problems is small compared to theirs. There's somebody that, like, I'll tell you a story. There is a girl that I know, that I knew, and she was with a guy that she had a kid with, and domestic violence. He was a very violent dude. He put hands on her, and he did it more than once. He ended up going to jail, and he got in trouble for it. They put a restraining order. I think they put up a restraining order on him, and he came out, and he actually got back to my friend, and just like they were before, they got into arguments. He put hands on her, but this time, when he put hands on her, she didn't live to see another day. This man grabbed her, choked her, and punched her in her face so hard that he made her pass out. And he continuously choked her until he killed her, suffocated her. Then he took my friend and drove her to a pond of water, and he threw her in there, changed his clothes, just to pretend and move on like nothing happened. And he did this in front of their son. And when I think of my life and sometimes the things that I go through, in a moment I'm like, oh my God, man, like, why? Come on, like, why? It gets me so upset. I'm like, why? But then when you think about this little kid just turned 18 years old, just graduated from high school. Now he's going to college. He got a girlfriend. He's into basketball. He got so much things going on, and his mother didn't get to witness none of those things. She's been dead for 12 years now. She hasn't gotten the chance to witness any of those things. And here I am complaining, and I'm able to go to my boys' games. I'm able to talk to my kids. I'm able to eat food with them, play games with them, watch TV. I'm able to do so much things with them. And here goes this kid that wasn't or isn't able to do anything with his mother because he lost his mother and he lost his father at the same exact time. Do you know how hard that is as a kid to grow up knowing that your mother is dead, and it's not by car accidents or anything like that? She didn't have cancer or nothing like that. Your father killed her. And your father's getting 25 to life, so you won't see him either. So you lost both your parents at the same exact time, and it wasn't because of an accident. It was something that was done on purpose. So now when you hear that story, you think about your problem. Is it really that bad? Do you really have it as bad as you think you do? Because you're complaining about your life. You're complaining about the things that you're going through. But what about that kid that grew up without his mother and his father, and knowing that his mother was dead because his father killed her and he's in jail? You know, what about the kids that go through trauma and problems, things every single day? You're an adult. going through things. You can get through that because you know how to control your emotions better, stuff like that. You know how to regulate your emotions. You're an adult. You could deal with problems better than you than a kid. A kid don't know what to do. You know what to do, or you should know what to do. Or if you don't know, you have resources to figure out what to do, what adjustments to make. But here goes kids. They are 5 years old, 6 years old. There's a kid that somebody told me about. This kid was getting abused every single day. Every single day, his mother and his father was beating him. Not just beating him because he did something wrong, like really like just going ham on him. And he was missing school. And then when they went to the house to check on him, the parents was like, oh, he's good, he's just don't feel well. Not knowing that the reason why the kid don't feel well is because they're killing him inside the house. And eventually they did kill that little boy. So it's like, you got to really think about it. Like, yes, things are not going exactly the way you want it to. Things that might be going exactly the way you would love for it to be. But we're all going through that. We all have things that we wish could be better. And a lot of things, the tough times teaches us. Good times would never teach us. Tough times teach us to be tougher. Teaches us critical thinking, teaches us how to deal with certain problems that we could have never learned how to deal with if we never went into the problem in the first place. I've told you guys the experience I've went through with crafting. I would have never gotten this good at crafting if I didn't go through things with crafting. From messing up blanks, from messing up cups, to making mistakes, all that stuff. All those things were things to make me better. Make me make adjustments to make sure I take precautions for the next time to make sure these things don't happen. But what about the people that made mistakes and they never got a chance to fix their mistake? They just made a mistake and they're gone. They're in jail. They're dead. They lost an arm. They lost a finger. They lost a leg. They're crippled. Like, there's so much things that happens to people when they make mistakes. But you are making a mistake and you're able to look back on your mistake, reflect, and correct it. Not everybody get that opportunity. So be grateful that you're even alive to be able to do that. This video is very emotional to me because I really was very, very emotional today. I almost cried today because when you think about the world and what we're going through, it's like, it's a lot. And this is why I don't watch the news, because it's like, when you watch the news and you watch all these things and you see just negativity after negativity after negativity, it subconsciously messes with your mind, man. It subconsciously messes with your mind, and it makes you think that everything in this world is just bad. Not realizing it's doing exactly what the person did do with the Instagram, is just highlighting the negativity. Just like the people on Instagram, they're highlighting the positivity, they're highlighting the good times. They're not highlighting both the positive and the negative, they're just highlighting the positive. And the news is just highlighting the negative. It's 80 to 90% of negativity. This person got shot, this weather over here destroyed this fire over here, this kidnapping. Is like all the negativity. And there's news, there's good news and bad news going around the world. But why is it that 80% to 90% of the news is not good news? Why is it negativity? Why is bad news? They say negativity sells. And it's true. Because if you post 2 videos, a good one and a bad one, and title them, the bad one is always going to get clicked on first, or get clicked on more. It's going to get more views. Alright, don't want to make this video too long because I realize my videos are getting longer. But this video is just to tell you that I know you're struggling with whatever you're going through. I know it's hard. I know it's not easy. But just know that you're not the only one going through these things. There's other people in this world going through things just like you, or even worse. They could be richer than you and they could be poorer than you. We're all going through things. Let's just hold strong. Surround yourself with positive, loving people, family members, friends, people that really believe in you, people that really love you. Not just there for the moment because of your accolades or because of your resources and nothing like that. Make sure these people are really there for you. They really love you. All right? And make sure you pray. Praying is actually good. Meditation is good. Just take some time to yourself. reflect on yourself, take care of yourself mentally and physically. That's why my first video was about mental health versus physical health. If you didn't watch that, make sure you go watch that. But mental health versus physical health, they're both important. Mental health is not more important than physical health. Physical health, they're both important. They both coincide with each other, because you could be very healthy all you want physically, but if you're not mentally healthy, you could still end up hurting yourself. You could still end up depressed, all kind of stuff. All right, you already know what it is. Thank you guys. Make sure you guys subscribe if this video helped you in any way possible. As you can see, I'm wearing my Remain Humble shirt because I'm all about remaining humble. It doesn't matter if you're richer than somebody else. It doesn't matter if you're more accomplished than somebody else. No matter what you're doing in life, always remain humble, because today you have it, tomorrow you don't. All right, you already know what it is. Peace.